All right, Dana White, El Presidente, he's coming out saying Georges St-Pierre will get the fight at welterweight. Whoever the champion is at 170 pounds, whenever Georges St-Pierre says he's ready to fight and actually give a date that he can fight, Dana White said he has the next fight there. Excuse me. He has the next fight there at 170, period. Doesn't matter if it's Tyron Woodley. Does not matter if it's Demian Maia. It doesn't matter who the champion is. Georges St-Pierre will have that fight. So, with that being said, man, the Canadian blanket versus Tyron Woodley. I'm wondering if... I'm actually wondering, does Georges St-Pierre actually want that fight? Does he think he can win it? Sure, he's an athlete. He's a top athlete, so, I don't think that by any means he's scared. He's fought fighters that are more dangerous than Tyron Woodley. This is the only question is, would Tyron Woodley actually fight in that fight? When he fights, he can be a dangerous fighter, but will the moment be too big for him? Everybody always says, well, the moment wasn't too big for him when he knocked out fucking Robbie Lawler. You are correct, sir, but at the same time, that was a former training partner. I'll tell you right now, I will fight any of the guys that I used to fucking train with right now because I already know what to look for. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he was comfortable knowing, like, oh, he trains with that striking coach. Oh, that striking coach really enforces the jab, which means I could throw something right on top of the jab, which means I could do some head movement and throw an overhand or a haymaker. I'm just saying, it's just a mental thing, man. We just talked about mental weakness with people like Vitor, man, TRT Vitor. The whole thing is, if GSP feels like Tyron Woodley is an easier fight than Demian Maia, that's the fight he's gonna take. But at the end of the day, I think he will end up fighting Demian Maia if Demian Maia defeats Tyron Woodley. Now, the thing that makes his entire situation weird is 2 weeks before Demian Maia fought Jorge Masvidal, Tyron Woodley said that he was entering training camp, and it made no sense unless he was fighting Nick Diaz, Nate Diaz, GSP, somebody that wasn't booked for a fight already. Why are you starting an 8-week training camp when you don't have a fucking opponent? It didn't make sense. Obviously, GSP was going to be booked against Michael Bisping, so that was never an option at that time. But Dana White is standing firm on what he said before. The fucking fight's off. The fucking fight between Michael Bisping and GSP is off, and GSP, the only fight he's getting is at 170 pounds whenever he is ready to come back. So, in other words, man, 185 is done. We tried that experiment. It didn't work out. GSP did not put a man on deck. He was not ready to fight immediately. Michael Bisping, man, he's playing his game right now, and he is acting like Backtrack Larry. I don't know what else to say. Man, fuck it. It is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comments.